What's up, guys? I'm Chris Spags here, back with another Four Corners for today's four-game NBA main slate, courtesy of Awesemo.com and presented by SuperDraft. It looks like it might be one of the toughest slates of the year, and you can tell because we're going to Cleveland and San Antonio as one of the top plays on the day. So let's get some power of positivity in the air right now, and please hit that like button. If you want to win a free month of Awesemo Plus, like the video and comment your top value play according to DraftKings salaries down below. Yesterday, nobody guessed Thaddeus Young correctly, so let's get back on track today, and right now, pick your top value play after hitting that like button down below. But even on extremely difficult four-game slates, we've got no time to waste here in the four corners, so let's get right into our first corner of the top owned plays, and Luka Doncic in a matchup at Detroit, where there's 111.8 implied points for Dallas. Luka has 33% expected ownership on DraftKings, while he has 41% on FanDuel. Luka's been over 50 fantasy points in his last three games, but he's had over 41% usage in 3 out of his last 4, so the opportunity for him is there in a lower-paced matchup against Detroit's mediocre defense, even though his high price may make other lineup constructions without him equally appealing. Another top owned play today looks like DeMar DeRozan in a matchup versus Cleveland, where there's 115.3 implied points for San Antonio. DeRozan has 27% expected ownership on DraftKings, while he has 41% on FanDuel. DeRozan has at least 38.25 fantasy points in 9 out of his last 10 games, and Cleveland's very bad 112.7 defensive efficiency rating means he should be able to get what he wants as long as this game stays competitive. And our last top owned play looks like Kristaps Porzingis in that matchup at Detroit, where there's 111.8 implied points for Dallas. Porzingis has 30% expected ownership on DraftKings, while he has 33% on FanDuel. Porzingis has under 30 fantasy points in his last 6 games, but he does seem due to turn things around with a price that gives him upside if he's less terrible than he's been on this recent run. Now for our next corner, let's hit on some of the top value plays on the slate desperately in need of it, with Brad Wanamaker in a matchup versus Philadelphia. There's 104.8 implied points for Boston. Wanamaker saw 24 minutes last game without Marcus Smart, and he's one of few low-priced plays who can see enough court time to potentially spike an upside, despite the risk he sees less minutes in this very competitive spot. Another top value looks like Monty Morris in that matchup versus Portland, where there's 110 implied points for Denver. Jamal Murray said he expects to play after leaving Denver's last game with an injury, but Morris could still see additional run at a very low price point. And another Denver top value looks like Jeremy Grant in that matchup versus Portland, where there's 110 implied points for Denver. Paul Millsap is currently questionable, and Grant would be a chalk value play on the day if Millsap missed, with him still having potential to steal minutes as value, even if Millsap isn't today. For our next corner, let's hit on some of the other top plays today, including LaMarcus Aldridge in that matchup versus Cleveland, where there's 115.3 implied points for San Antonio. LMA has been over 39 fantasy points in 5 out of his last 7 games, and he looks like solid value going into Cleveland's bad defense with his 23% usage rate. Another top value appears to be Kevin Love in that same matchup at San Antonio, where there's 104.3 implied points for Cleveland. The 11-point spread favoring San Antonio and the back-to-back for Cleveland are risks, but Love is still reasonably priced, and he got back on track with 37.75 fantasy points in 32 minutes against Houston yesterday. And another top play looks like Will Barton in that match versus Portland, where there's 110 implied points for Denver. Barton went nuts with 53 fantasy points against Philly, thanks largely to Jamal Murray being knocked out of the game early, but he's been a steady play all year, and he gets a pace up and poor defense against Portland. And for our last corner, let's hit on some of the lower owned dart throws, including Jordan Clarkson in that matchup at San Antonio, where there's 104.3 implied points for Cleveland. Clarkson has stolen run recently from Darius Garland and Colin Sexton, and his offense could be needed if Cleveland falls behind in a game where San Antonio is heavily favored at home. Another lower owned dart throw looks like Derrick Rose in the matchup versus Dallas, where there's 106.8 implied points for Detroit. Rose has over 28 fantasy points in 5 of his last 6 games, and his minutes seem to be on the rise, with over 25 in his last 3 games. And another guy whose minutes are on the rise is DeJounte Murray in that matchup versus Cleveland, where there's 115.3 implied points for San Antonio. Murray saw 32 minutes last game, including overtime, and his minutes limit has been lifted, with big opportunity for him against Cleveland's bad defense if he sees extended run. So that's what I see so far for what again looks like a really tough slate. So let's get some good luck going, and right now, please hit that like button. And if you want to win a free month of Awesemo Plus, like the video and comment your top value play according to DraftKings salaries down below. And as always, those free months of Awesemo Plus come courtesy of SuperDraft. So right now, head over to superdraft.io. If you use the promo code Awesemo, you get $20 free with any deposit of $100 or more. So go to superdraft.io right now and use the promo code Awesemo and check out their new multiplier tournament style where you don't even have to know salaries, just pick your guys and go. But either way, go to superdraft.io to get your $20 free. And our ownership data can be a really big asset, in particular on a slate like this, so use this promo code Switch and Hedge for half off your first month of Awesemo Plus. Go to awesemo.com/join to use that promo code for half off your first month, or find packages as low as $3.95 a week on there. So go to awesemo.com/join right now and find a package that'll work for you. Go follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Chris Spags. I've got all my content running through Twitter. I've also got personal stuff going on Instagram, including me going out to a nice dinner yesterday. So check out what I'm doing right now on Twitter and Instagram at Chris Spags. I'll be back on Live Before Lock later today with Fast Eddie Fear, so tune in then, and I'll be back with you guys tomorrow for another Four Corners. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a great night, and really for this slate in particular, I wish you guys good luck.